Chapter 1132. That person was a powerful sanctuary-level cultivator, Jaskier Bells, who worked for the White Clan. Jaskier was in his 50s, sporting long sideburns. He had a fierce look and was not at all intimidated by Wilbur. Meanwhile, another powerful sanctuary-level cultivator who worked for the Cora clan, Ivan Zan, and Christian Zabel, who worked for the Perry clan, levitated alongside Jaskier. They formed a triangular formation as they levitated in the air. Spiritual energy surged on them as they stared at Wilbur. The bombing had clearly failed since Wilbur was unharmed. He also rose to the sky to provoke them. They were the best fighters in their clans, so they could not stand by and watch as Wilbur went wild. They believed that Wilbur was very powerful to have handled the intense bombing. However, they felt like they were invincible sanctuary-level cultivators and wondered how powerful Wilbur could be. Moreover, they wanted to show their employers that they could handle Wilbur themselves. The trio felt like their employers must have overestimated Wilbur's power. Salem and the others watched their sanctuary-level cultivators preparing to fight. They scoffed coldly and looked at Wilbur. 3 sanctuary-level cultivators were going to work together. They wanted to see how Wilbur would worm his way out of this one. Demi and the others were extremely nervous for Wilbur. They knew that a huge battle was about to begin. Only the person with the green robes sighed quietly. Everyone had their attention on Wilbur, so no one noticed his unusual behavior. Suddenly, Wilbur stepped forward in mid-air. It was like he was walking in the air like a godly figure. Jaskier and the others scoffed coldly. They seemed displeased. They thought any sanctuary-level cultivator could walk in mid-air, and it was not that impressive. Wilbur stopped when he was 100 meters away from them. He did not look at the sanctuary-level cultivators, but directly at Griffin instead. Griffin felt his heart sink. However, he mustered the courage to look at Wilbur. They had 3 sanctuary-level cultivators and an army of 100,000 militants. They also had a super sanctuary cultivator with them, so he felt like there was nothing to be afraid of. Wilbur smiled and looked at Griffin. He said slowly, "It looks like you've disobeyed my order. You don't have to be so arrogant. Our clans ruled this place for hundreds of years. You don't call the shots here. Our clans would be eradicated a long time ago if we were that easy to defeat." "All right," yelled Griffin. Wesley said coldly, "A peak sanctuary-level cultivator isn't that impressive. Do you think you can rule the world? We will kill you today no matter what it takes. Those who dared to provoke us will pay with their lives," yelled Salem. Jasper looked at Wilbur and said in a low voice, "You can work with us, and we'll offer you a good position with high pay. However, you'll be dead wrong if you think you can rule over us." The 4 clans were usually enemies with each other, but they would unite when they faced real danger against outsiders. Therefore, the Manon government could not control them. It was also why they thrived in this area for years. At that moment, Wilbur was the common enemy they were going against. Wilbur smiled when he heard what they said and replied, "You stubborn old fools, prepare to face the consequences since you've made your decision. Ignorant brat, prepare to die." Jaskier shouted. Spiritual flames instantly ignited around him. A spear appeared in his hand, and he pointed his weapon at Wilbur. A powerful spiritual pressure started to spread in the air, and it caused the air to hum. Ivan scoffed coldly. Spiritual flames and they ignited around him too, and he summoned a huge hammer in his hand. A terrifying spiritual pressure emitted from his body.